Tonight, a serious crash through the eyes of a witness.
And they actually had to use the jaws of life, and they had to cut the car open and everything.
3 people hurt and the SIU investigating. Plus, picket lines on campus. Support staff now on strike at colleges across Ontario. And a lawsuit launched. The legal fight now in the works over the deadly Legionnaire's disease outbreak.
CTV News with Carlyle Fiset.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with new details on a serious crash from downtown London yesterday. 3 people are seriously hurt, and the province's Special Investigations Unit has been called in. With more on what was a chaotic crash scene, here's Sean Irvine.
A smashed pickup truck and a flipped SUV represent the violent aftermath of a collision in London's core. Shortly before 4 p.m. Wednesday, the vehicles collided at the intersection of Queen's Avenue and William Street. Multiple people in the area reported hearing a thunderous bang. Others described it a different way.
It was like a big explosion. And then all of a sudden the car flipped over and I went, oh my God, this is serious stuff.
Seconds after the collision, an off-camera witness told CTV News that he ran out of a nearby building, only to see a man, bloodied in the face, running north on William. He then turned towards the SUV, where 3 people were injured. The man did what he had to do to keep the injured alert until police and firefighters arrived. Taylor recounts what happened next.
And they actually had to use the jaws of life, and they had to cut the car open and everything. And then there's another person, they had to use the defibrillator and doing CPR, and it was like over 15, 20 minutes. It was constant.
Now, multiple witnesses and a nearby property manager who viewed a security video suggest the black pickup truck was traveling northbound on William, while the black SUV was traveling west on Queen's Avenue when they collided. The cause of this collision is now part of the SIU investigation. The Police Oversight Agency has confirmed that London police attempted to pull over the driver of a pickup truck before the crash happened. Now its investigators will be tasked with piecing together the sequence of events. In the interim, many of those in the neighborhood view the scene as traumatizing and shocking.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It really is. Particularly those who saw some of the people who were injured. That must have been quite awful, really.
In London, Sean Irvine, CTV News.
Police in the Toronto area have charged a 70-year-old man accused of crashing into a daycare, killing a toddler and injuring 6 other children. It happened in Richmond Hill around 3 p.m. yesterday. According to police, the driver plowed an SUV through a rear window of the daycare right through to the other side of the building, only stopping once it crashed into a shed. Police say they don't believe this was intentional, laying dangerous driving charges. London police shut down a busy downtown street this morning, responding to a suspicious package. Police say they were called to the scene around 7:30 a.m. on Fullerton Street, closing it down for most of the morning. The bomb squad was seen placing a rectangular package wrapped in plastic inside a container before removing it. They later determined the package was not an explosive. London's mayor is touting a police budget reduction of $1.5 million. When taking the total operating budget into account, it's a fraction of a percentage point decrease, while police are also asking for $3.5 million to hire more bodies. Reta Ismail reports.
London Police delivered a budget update to the Police Services Board today, where they announced a reduction in their 2026 operations budget by $1.5 million, or less than 1% of their overall budget.
So we're able to draw reserve funds from a couple of different areas, which ultimately allows us to reduce the funding that's needed that comes from the tax levy.
The mayor applauded the London Police Service for finding efficiencies through the city's service review program that will reduce next year's tax increase.
I set a very clear expectation at the beginning of the budget process that we wanted boards and commissions to deliver on their operational needs, but also look each and every day for savings for taxpayers. That's my expectation of city departments. That's my expectation of boards and commissions. And today, the London Police Services Board met that expectation by returning some savings to the city.
Also at the meeting today, London Police asked for just over $3.3 million from assessment growth to support 19 new positions, 14 sworn police officers, and 5 civilian roles in 2026. Assessment growth is new property tax revenue generated on new construction. The funds are used to pay for expanding municipal services to meet the needs of a growing city, like additional policing or public transit. The mayor says he's in the process of tabling his draft budget in October and says he anticipates presenting a tax increase lower than anticipated.
I set an initial target of below 5%. I can tell you confidently I will table a budget under that, absolutely. And it's moves like this and what other boards and commissions have done, as well as our civic staff, that help me be in a position to do that.
The mayor has more influence over the budget due to the strong mayor powers. Reta, Ismail, CTV News.
A section of Highway 401 in Oxford County was closed because of a tractor-trailer fire today. This is viewer video of the scene. Police say they responded to the fire at approximately 11:30 a.m. All 3 lanes of the westbound 401 were closed in the Woodstock area. No injuries have been reported, and the highway has since reopened.
We are live on location tonight at East Park, London, for the Martyr Assist Foundation signature event, Sink the Stigma. Now we're with a very special guest, Daryl Sittler. He's a former NHLer, Hall of Famer, former London Knight, a former Toronto Maple Leaf. I mean, the list goes on and on. Folks at home, I'm sure, know exactly who you are. Tell me, we're excited to have you here this evening, but tell me a little bit about why it's important to be here tonight supporting youth mental health.
Well, first of all, it's always nice to get back to London. Back when I played in the junior days, 67 to 70, we used to come and hit golf balls here, practice our swing. So, but Mitch has, been a major part of our organization, and like lots of guys, they have an opportunity to get out and make a difference in people's lives. So this Sink for Stigma obviously raises a lot of money for the youth who have some mental issues, and that's why I'm here to support Mitch's cause. He's busy getting ready for training camp. Unfortunately, couldn't be here, but as a former London Knight and a former Leaf, and a guy that's passed a lot of my records as a Leaf, I better be here to support him.
Absolutely. What's it like being back in London? I know you're a hometown hero here for the London Knights, and seeing you back here, what's it like to be here?
Well, London's always been special to me. My wife, Wendy, my late wife, I met her while I was playing junior hockey here. I had 3 beautiful children with her. Unfortunately, she passed away at too young of age, at age 52, but we've made a lot of friends over the years. The London Knights have always been good to me, treat me well, and my banner's up there, and a lot of great players have come through, and a lot of great Maple Leafs on the team from the Knights. So it's always good to be back in London. It's a great community. They support all these different types of charities. When you talk to people, and I get to travel a little bit, people recognize the medical institutes that are here, the hospitals, the research centers, and all those other things that come out of London. So it's a great city for that.
I have to ask you one thing for all of the big hockey fans out there. If you had to take a shot tonight on the mini putt, who would you want on your team, past or present NHLer?
I just need one guy, Tiger Williams, because he'd clear the path, and we'd win through intimidation.
Okay.
Plus, he can't count, so.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Okay. It's going to be a great event tonight. Again, FEMAP in support of youth mental health, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that and the programs that they have here in our community. Let's take a look at conditions across our region temperature-wise. It's a beautiful evening. Temperatures today have been warm, still feeling summer-like across the region. Right now in London, 25 degrees. Midwestern Ontario, 19 to 21, and 20 degrees as we head towards the Bruce Peninsula. Skies are clear. High pressure in play, and that'll be with us as we head through the overnight. Skies will be clear overnight. Watch for a bit of patchy fog. Hard pressed to find any cloud cover across southern Ontario. We'll be in the clear, and the extended forecast looks absolutely beautiful. A bit milder tonight than it was last night, and temperatures are headed up. It's going to feel close to 30 degrees as we head into tomorrow afternoon. Fantastic fair weather on the way. I'll have all your local weather details coming up live on location from East Park, London. Sink the Stigma, a fantastic event for our community.
Thanks very much, Julie. The 5 former World Junior hockey players who were all acquitted in this summer's sexual assault trial will be allowed to resume their NHL careers this season. The league announced this afternoon the players are all currently suspended and those bans will be lifted on December 1st. However, they'll be allowed to sign with an NHL team before that, as early as October 15th. The league had deemed them ineligible while their criminal proceedings played out. Hundreds of Fanshawe College support staff are on strike. They're among thousands across the province hitting picket lines this morning. With more on the impact here in London, here's Bryan Bicknell.
Classes online. Yeah, just for 2 weeks. We had to take Chromebooks home from our class so we could work on it.
It's not the educational experience these students were expecting. They're trying to finish their high school credits at a program inside Fanshawe College.
And because of the strike, me and my friend right here, we are both in the program. We can't go to class for 2 weeks because of the strike.
Especially the transition from high school to college. It's a very different transition. High school we had to do online for 2 years because of COVID, and it's kind of just not it. So coming to college with the big expectation and having to do online is not what we look for.
10,000 support staff at Ontario's 24 community colleges hit picket lines Thursday after contract negotiations between OPSEU and the College Employer Council broke down. There are about 700 full-time support staff at Fanshawe. OPSEU Local 109 President Adam Bayfield says their absence will be felt almost immediately.
Student services, think counseling, accessibility service, think the library and learning commons, think the help desk, think the bookstore, think the print shop, all of those places that students utilize to enhance their experience, let alone the folks that support the labs that teach them.
The NDP shadow minister for colleges blames government underfunding for the strike.
The Ford government has refused to invest. They're siphoning public dollars into private training providers.
In a statement, Fanshawe College says all of its campuses remain open and classes, labs, and other educational activities are proceeding as normal. However, if you're trying to get into the school, give yourself some extra time, be patient in crossing the picket line. The statement also says essential student services will be available but may be limited, or there may be longer than usual wait times. Some non-essential services may be closed. Bryan Bicknell, CTV News.
Local lawyers are looking for more potential claimants impacted by the deadly Legionnaire's disease outbreak linked to a local food processing plant. It's an $86 million suit filed in Ontario's Supreme Court. It claims Sofina Foods was negligent in cleaning a cooling tower leading to the outbreak, which has killed 5 people and caused more than 100 others to get sick. The suit claims the Middlesex London Health Unit identified the likely source of the outbreak at Sofina Foods. Right now, the claim is filed on behalf of 2 primary claimants. More could be added, though, if the class action is approved by the court. It's been a strong season for tourism in Huron County, according to business owners in downtown Bayfield. As Scott Miller reports, that includes a surprising number of American visitors.
For Thursday in September, the streets of Bayfield were alive with plenty of tourists today, not unlike most days this summer, say downtown merchants.
I think Bayfield was really good this year. It's been busy since the 1st of May. You can never find parking, but lots of people around. Lots of American tourists I found this year come up on their boats for the day, touring around.
Canadian travel to the United States is down 34% this summer, but according to Leslie Whitlock of Leslie's of Bayfield, more American tourists than she expected to see came to Bayfield this summer, political tension or not.
Lots of U.S. visitors. We're always happy to see our U.S. friends. And yeah, it was great.
But just up the street, another business owner said they hardly noticed any Americans coming into their stores this summer.
We get a lot of people coming from Calgary lately. From Calgary, and then we get a lot from Toronto and Kitchener, the bigger cities. They're coming in. But yeah, as for the Americans, no, not very much. We didn't see them very much this year. But in all, it was still a pretty good season.
While they may not be able to agree exactly where the tourists came from, business owners here in Bayfield can agree on one thing. It was a great season to own a business in Bayfield.
I noticed a lot more cars, I noticed a lot more traffic, and I just noticed a lot more people walking around. A lot more people who had cottages up that haven't been up. I noticed they were up.
I've been here 38 years now, so, I can actually say that I think we did very well this year with the numbers of people that were here. I think we were jam-packed. It was great.
In Bayfield, Scott Miller, CTV News.
An organization fighting for tenant rights says eviction notices for residents at 2 Webster Street apartment buildings have been withdrawn. According to Acorn, the landlord filed to terminate the N13 notices ahead of an expected landlord and tenant board hearing next week. Acorn had previously claimed the N13 notices were renovictions used to force out low-income tenants so the rent could be raised. Officials with Acorn have been calling for governments to strengthen anti-renoviction laws and close loopholes in vacancy control. The path to a new London City Hall has seemingly hit a roadblock. There was an initial tidal wave of interest from developers and architects in building the new campus. But as Daryl Newcombe reports, that interest seems to have now shrunk to a trickle.
A major setback for City Council's plan to build a new City Hall in partnership with a private developer. A process meant to narrow down the list of candidates to those companies qualified to do the design and construction has received interest from just one suitor.
This is the only site right now that has been endorsed by council to move forward in that respect. And it's obviously important because we do need to increase that space and that capacity so we can have our employees working here.
The current City Hall building is too small and experiencing mounting repair bills. In 2024, council decided to seek a private developer to partner with on redeveloping the existing property at Dufferin and Wellington. The Centennial House apartments would be preserved, but the remaining site would become a mixed-use development combining a new city hall, residential high-rises, and a parking garage. However, a request for pre-qualification process that saw 35 companies take bid documents and 19 participate in a mandatory site visit eventually only saw 2 submissions, one of whom later withdrew, leaving just a single proposal to evaluate. The diminishing interest stemmed from a misinterpretation of the joint venture requirement, perceived complexity and risk, as well as the current economic conditions facing developers. City staff suggests this leaves council with just 3 options: move ahead to the next stage with only 1 qualified candidate, scrap the project altogether, or take a step backwards and launch what's called a public negotiated request for proposals.
I do like the third recommendation, the negotiated request for proposal, to see if we can get more plan takers that are interested that would be able to get right down to the end before we actually make a selection.
Staff also recommend the public negotiated RFP, even though going back to previous bid takers will extend the timeline. Quote, this approach will restore competitive integrity, broaden market participation, and reinforce public confidence in a high-profile civic project.
This has happened before. You have seen the private-public partnership to do this type of work before. They are just a little bit more complex.
A council committee will consider next steps at a meeting on September 16th. Daryl Newcombe, CTV News.
London police have announced a new initiative pairing officers with nurses. It's called the Nurse Response Team. According to police, members will patrol different areas of the city, addressing health needs and connecting people with services. They say they'll redirect people needing medical intervention away from the justice system while reducing emergency department visits and unnecessary incarceration. Police say the program actually launched back in July and has so far supported 165 people.
The program started in June, and it runs 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Feedback that we've received from both the police and the registered nurses, as well as those that have actually benefited from the resource, have been very positive about it. So currently the agreement is in place till March of 2026. So we hope that it'll continue to make really positive strides in the community.
When we come back, the Prime Minister reveals the first major projects designed to reinforce Canada's economy and sovereignty. Plus, the search for a shooter in Utah, fallout from an American political assassination.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We begin tonight with Ontario's latest.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. CTVLondon.ca, your home for news.
Celebrate the 90s with Fairway Fest at East Park, London on Saturday, September 20th. Featuring Naughty by Nature, Rob Bass, and more. Enter online at ctvlondon.ca to win a pair of tickets and meet and greet passes.
Prime Minister Mark Carney announced the first 5 major projects, part of the federal government's so-called nation-building initiative. They include energy and mining in the west while expanding ports out east. With more, here's Abigail Beeman.
Mark Carney tried to drive home his message.
It's a single point of contact to get nation-building projects built faster.
Announcing the first 5 projects and more in development, led by a former energy executive at the newly opened Major Projects Office.
To get to one project, one review, one decision in a 2-year time frame, we'll set Canada apart globally.
The Prime Minister acknowledged several are already further along, like LNG and Kitimat. He says in all cases, engagement with Indigenous groups is very advanced, and within 5 years...
Yes, some of those projects, shovels will be in the ground.
But the opposition leader points out no shovels yet.
He's not permitted a single major mine, pipeline, nuclear plant, or anything else. What he's done today is announce that he's going to send an email to an office that isn't even fully staffed up yet, which will one day consider possibly approving 5 projects. This is pathetic.
As for money in a new spend less, invest more environment, the Prime Minister says being more efficient doesn't cost much. It's not clear how much Ottawa will spend otherwise.
We expect with the vast majority of these projects that federal dollars will catalyze many multiples of private dollars.
CTV News asked the Prime Minister what success looks like. He said in part it's about changing attitude so people believe Canada can build big. The next list of projects, he says, will be out by the Grey Cup. That's November. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Edmonton.
A major manhunt is underway in Utah, trying to find the person who killed a high-profile right-wing activist. Today, the FBI released a photo of a person of interest. With the latest, here's Joy Malvin.
Oh my God. Go, run.
Charlie Kirk was taking questions on a Utah college campus about mass shootings when police say a single shot was fired. Authorities say the right-wing commentator and fierce ally of Donald Trump was targeted. The powerful leader of a conservative youth movement shot and killed in full view. The FBI releasing this photo, a person of interest, they say, who appears to be of college age and seemed to blend in with the crowd. Police are also confident they have good video footage of the person they believe to be the shooter.
We were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood.
The FBI also found what they believe is the murder weapon, a high-powered bolt-action rifle.
That rifle was recovered in a wooded area where the shooter had fled. Investigators have also collected footwear impression, a palm print, and forearm imprints for analysis.
There is heartbreak and fury over escalating political violence in this country. The president lashing out last night.
For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis.
And this morning, marking 24 years after the September 11th terror attacks, the president remembering the young father and husband, awarding Kirk with the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Charlie was a giant of his generation, a champion of liberty, and an inspiration to millions and millions of people.
The FBI is offering a reward of $100,000 for any information that will lead to the arrest of Charlie Kirk's killer. Joy Malvin, CTV News, Washington.
We are heading back now to East Park, rejoining Julie Atchison live on location for us tonight on what is a beautiful night for some mini golf, Julie.
Absolutely, and lots going on down here tonight at East Park. We're joined by Natasha Barada from It Factor. Natasha, this is a fantastic event. You took last year off, but you're back with Sink the Stigma. This is in support of FEMAP, the first episode mood anxiety program. Tell us a little bit about the funds raised tonight and what that goes to support.
So we took a year off from running the event, but we actually did the Mitch Marner match last year, so we raised over $105,000, still going towards FEMAP. So we're over $200,000 in total. Wow. In 3 years of supporting FEMAP here in London. So it was really important for us to have a legacy for Mitch here. He loves the city. Him and his wife, met here, started their relationship in London. And of course, mental health is something that's very close to his heart. So for us tonight, it'll put us, I think we should be over $250,000 after we make our donation tonight and our partnership here in London.
And that money goes directly to support these programs. And without it, we wouldn't see some of them here.
Absolutely. The doctors here are it's invaluable. The fact that they get to see these kids in their first episode, and they may be able to get them in connection with somebody to help them right away. So it's not necessarily long-term care. Their people are understanding what they're doing right away, so more patients can be seen on a quicker basis as well. So I think that's what's important to us. Just the amount of effort they're putting here in this program is it's honestly changing Canada.
And Natasha, if people want to find out more about what's going on here, and can they find out more online?
Yeah, MarnerAssistFoundation.com.
All right.
Yeah, we respond to everybody, and it gives you some information about what we're doing all over Canada, not just here in London.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's a perfect night for this event. Beautiful clear skies and lots of sunshine. It just gets better from here. Sunshine will continue as we push through the extended forecast. Now, temperature highs across the region today. Coming up into the mid-20s. Skies will remain clear and that high pressure area holding. Now, over the last hour or so, the winds have been light and variable. The winds will continue to be light and variable overnight. I mentioned clear conditions and some patchy fog. Now, that area of high pressure that's in play keeps us clear. There is a weather system off to the northwest with some rain and some cloud cover, and still smoke is an issue as we head toward western Canada. But none of that able to move in for us. So that rainfall that's right now moving through southern Manitoba will stay north of the Great Lakes, not able to infiltrate that area of high pressure. Temperatures still quite warm across the southern prairies. The Great Lakes Basin remaining well above average, and temperatures are set to climb every day as we head toward the weekend. So we have some beautiful weather to talk about. All right, overnight 10 degrees in London, a degree warmer than last night, 13 to 14 degrees along the lakeshore of Huron and Erie. And then as we head into tomorrow morning, nothing but clear conditions. I've had a fairly chill week forecasting. It's been awesome. We have a little bit of rain coming into Midwestern Ontario Saturday. That'll be overnight into the early morning hours, so chance for showers, although in London I'm not expecting a whole lot to materialize. If you watch every day, I've been talking about this front washing out over the Great Lakes, and that's why the forecast has been back and forth with the front coming in. We're not expecting a whole lot of rain from this front, so if you have big plans this weekend, things are looking much more promising than they were yesterday in terms of scouring out that moisture for your Saturday forecast. Heating up, heading into tomorrow afternoon, feeling close to 30 degrees. Lots of sunshine. Winds will be light and variable. Saturday looks good with a mix of sun and cloud. Our metal roof outlet forecast for Sunday, mainly sunny, and look at that, 27. Next week is going to be fantastic, and I've been looking out at forecast models that take us to the end of September, and temperatures are set to remain well above average. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, mix of sun and cloud. We'll be hard-pressed to find showers in the extended forecast. Overnight lows as well. It's been cool and fresh in the morning, still cool and fresh, but not quite as cool as it was earlier in the week. Now, there will be a bit of shower action in Midwestern Ontario Saturday, probability about a 60% chance, but that's in through Grey and Bruce County. Sunday, we're back to mainly sunny conditions. Daytime highs from 24 to 26 degrees, mainly sunny as we head into Monday. Tuesday, a mix of sun and cloud, and Wednesday, a mix of sun and cloud. Overnight lows anywhere from 12 to 13 degrees, so still quite cool and fresh. So watch for a bit of shallow fog overnight. First thing in the morning, this is not widespread. Full sunshine for your Friday. Saturday, the chance for a few showers. Now, again, funds raised will support the first episode mood and anxiety program at London Health Sciences Centre. This is a great event, Sink the Stigma. There's numerous teams out here competing. They are mini putting and hoping to be the big winners. Of course, lots of celebrities on hand. We introduced you to Daryl Sittler earlier in the show, but there's lots of people out and about. Our Virgin Morning team is on site and will be hosting the after event. So lots of festivities going on here this evening, and a perfect night, Carlyle, to be out and about.
For sure. Julie, thanks so much.
They told me that the card was given to me in error.
Coming up, the curious case of canceled cards, why a chartered bank issued credit to customers and then canceled it without notice.
Tomorrow, we get one day closer to the weekend and your final chance to win your way into the biggest show of 2026.
Bailey Zimmerman, he's coming to town next June. Let's get you there. Your final chance tomorrow at 8:35.
Good luck.
Canada's largest food can maker is sealing a new deal with Chatham. It's an $80 million investment, which, as Sanjay Maru reports, is expected to bring a long vacant factory back to life.
For the past 10 years, this plant in Chatham has sat empty after Crown Metal Packaging closed its doors. But early next year, Quebec-based Ideal Can will move in, operating 3 shifts around the clock.
It's exactly like a Quebec facility. We produce 24 hours by day, 6 days a week.
The operation would create 100 jobs, but the Chamber of Commerce in Chatham-Kent says the impact could be far greater.
100 jobs in manufacturing can result in anywhere from 300 to 500 jobs because of the supply chain. Now, all those jobs won't be here in Chatham-Kent, but you're going to have equipment that needs to be installed. You're going to need construction. You're going to need maintenance people.
The location was no accident. Chatham sitting in the middle of Ontario's tomato belt, surrounded by major processors.
This is always great to see is add value as opposed to shipping it to the U.S. to be processed and then buying it back for twice as much.
The announcement coming as tariffs continue to drive up costs for both businesses and families.
Cost of living is up. There's more exposure to being at risk for housing, at risk for, being able to provide for your family, to pay the bills. So it's an excellent investment for us to see here in Chatham-Kent.
The plan is to start with 2 production lines, adding 1 every 6 months until there are 8 in total. At maximum capacity, Ideal Can says their Chatham facility would be able to produce 1 billion cans every year.
The only winners is the consumer, the people on the grocery store.
In Chatham, Sanjay Maru, CTV News.
Scotiabank customers say they were recently approved for credit cards, but weeks after receiving them, the cards were canceled without notice. As Pat Foran reports, the bank claims the cards were sent out in error.
I was really happy when I saw it. They pre-approved me at $5,000 at first, which was really good.
Taylor Potter of Barrie says he was pleasantly surprised to get approved for a credit card for $5,000. It arrived in the mail from Scotiabank, but weeks later, his mother Victoria says the card quit working.
He goes down to the bank, and on his way down there, he went to go get gas. And his credit card was declined.
When Potter called the bank, he was told he never should have been issued the card in the first place.
They tried to tell me it was a glitch in their system and that they don't know what's going on.
I received on my online banking an offer from Scotiabank for a pre-approval of a line of credit.
Amanda Woodward of Newmarket had a line of credit approved for $7,500. She was buying clothes for her children to go back to school when her card was declined.
They told me that the card was given to me in error and that it should have never been offered or approved or activated.
When CTV News reached out to Scotiabank, a spokesperson said, "We can confirm some Scotiabank clients recently received an offer for a pre-approved Scotialine personal line of credit or credit card they were not eligible for. We understand the frustration this may have caused and sincerely apologize to those who received this offer in error." Potter was told the money charged to his card will now be treated like a higher interest cash advance.
They're also changing it from an interest rate to a cash advance, which I said, so how does that work out?
Woodward feels it's unfair to issue customers credit cards and then snatch them away.
Pretty much the customer service agent was just telling me too bad, so sad. It was given to hundreds of people in error and there's nothing we're going to do about it.
Scotiabank says the closure of the account should not impact the credit rating of affected bank customers. It says it's reaching out to clients to provide clarification as to what happened. Pat Foran, CTV News.
Strength in industrial stocks helped Canada's main stock index reach new ground following a string of record highs. The TSX is up 229 points. In New York, the Dow added 617, the Nasdaq up 157. Canadian dollar gained 0.05 today. On commodity markets, gold lost $8 an ounce. Oil dropped $1.30 a barrel. Still ahead, London politicians defend speed cameras, pushing back on the Premier's promise to take them away.
Just announced, Bailey Zimmerman is bringing the Different Night Same Rodeo Tour to Canada Life Place on June 19th. Enter online at ctvlondon.ca to win a pair of tickets before they go on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Local politicians are defending automated speed cameras after the Premier stated his intentions to get them removed across the province. As Lauren Stallone reports, their supporters say they make school zones safer.
I think in this case, the Premier is off base.
London City councillors reacting to Doug Ford's recent speed camera complaints, calling them
nothing but a tax grab.
But London's deputy mayor disagrees.
It's very easy to not pay a speeding ticket with a photo radar camera. Don't speed in a school zone. So if you follow the rules, you're not paying a penalty. So I think it's honestly, it's just not accurate.
Lewis says the speed cameras are more efficient than people think.
We rotate them through the school zones, and we're not paying a salary to do that enforcement. We've got an automated system that does it, and it frees up our police to do other work that police need to be doing right across our community.
In a statement to CTV News, the Director of Transportation at the City of London says automated speed enforcement, or ASE, is one of the tools the city uses to help improve road safety and accountability in school zones. The statement goes on to say the city typically observes an average of 5 to 7 kilometers an hour speed reduction at ASE locations. I'm standing in a London school zone, exactly the type of area these cameras are meant to keep drivers in check. City officials say the proof is right here on the streets.
Prior to this program, we had speeds that we were clocking, and this is a 40 zone, as high as 67 kilometers an hour.
Lewis says he hopes the Premier rethinks his statement, arguing the cameras are saving lives, not just collecting fines.
They have been a real blessing in terms of our being able to make school zones a bit safer.
Lauren Stallone, CTV News.
Enwave Energy's decision to shut down a steam pipe underneath downtown London will cost taxpayers millions. City Hall, Centennial Hall, Museum London, and the Downtown Library all require new boiler systems once the private steam pipe is decommissioned in October 2026. A staff report describes the work as complex and challenging given the short timeline. Installing the boilers will cost up to $8.4 million. The unplanned expense will come out of City Hall's contingency budget.
Hey there, many of you back to school and back into the routine. Lots going on in and around the area this weekend. This is your London list. We're joined by KP from Mornings on 97.5 Virgin Radio. KP, a big event this weekend at the London airport.
Oh, I'm excited. This is going to be a big party. We're both going to be there. So Noah Kahan is headlining Rock the Runway. This is the first ever year of Rock the Runway. It runs Friday and Saturday night with Marshmallow, by the way. But Friday night, we're expected to set all sorts of records in the city with over 25,000 people at the airport celebrating, dancing, having a time. It's going to be a lot of fun. So Noah Kahan is the headliner along with Tyler Shaw, the Strumbellas, and Miles Smith as well. So make sure you grab your tickets, rocktherunawaylondon.ca. And we also have Saturday night, which is more of an EDM vibe. That's Marshmallow. And again, going to be a really fun party. Baby No Money is opening for Marshmallow as well. And again, grab your tickets online.
So fun, back-to-back concerts. Western Fair continues. I know lots of people heading down to the fair. We've had a perfect weather week for it. Have you been yet?
I haven't, but I need to go. I've heard there's giant, foot-long mozzarella sticks, and that's intriguing to me.
Delish.
I love some fair food. Have you gone?
I haven't. My daughter went last weekend, and she had an absolute blast. So I'm hoping to get down and grab some poutine.
Yes.
I think I've told the viewers this 1,000 times. The poutine's my favorite.
Okay, I love it. I'll get a funnel cake.
Okay. And the fair continues through the weekend.
Until Sunday. So it wraps up this Sunday on the 14th.
All right.
Comic-Con is on.
Yeah, that's on Saturday and Sunday at RBC Place London. Happens all day, kicks off at 10 a.m., I believe, both days. And it's going to be just a lot of fun, a lot of cosplay, a lot of really cool guests and artists there. And of course, lots of really interesting vendors as well. So go and check that out.
All right, do we have anything else going on? I mean, it's a jam-packed weekend.
We do. We've got the Lucky Lion market happening at Victoria Park. And so this is celebrating Asian culture. So a lot of food, dancing, music, good vibes only happening all weekend long in Victoria Park. And we also have the Terry Fox Run that's happening on Sunday morning at 8 a.m. and that's at Springbank Gardens. And again, everyone welcome to go and cheer on a really fantastic cause.
All right, that's your London list with KP, and we'll see you next time. We've had some awesome weather this week for some fair fun. Thank you to Kevin, Carrie, and Joanne for sharing your fun fair photos. Heating up as we head into your Friday. It'll feel close to 30 in the afternoon, and the weekend clearing up Saturday with a mix of sun and cloud and just a slight risk for showers. Probability a bit higher in Midwestern Ontario. We're back to sunshine and hot temperatures as we head into next week.
A back-to-school caution for parents of kids with asthma. Back-to-school season can trigger more frequent asthma attacks. Pauline Chan has more on why that happens and how to prevent it.
7-year-old Benji was diagnosed with asthma as a baby, and his mom says back to school is definitely a time when he gets more problems.
There's exposure to other children who are sick, and he gets sick easily, and when he gets sick, it leads to more asthma attacks for him.
And the Lung Health Foundation says there are other reasons for the September spike, too.
There's more ragweed pollen, weather changes, and indoor factors such as dust.
During the summer, Benji takes a break from his asthma medications.
The main puffer, and in these, there's medicine. There's lots of different medicines that go in.
And in September, his family reviews his asthma plan with his doctor.
The need to talk to his pediatrician about whether to start the medication again or not.
And his school.
So the school is very much aware that he has asthma. And then if he is having a difficult episode, we send his inhaler to school with instructions for his teachers.
Signs for a flare-up usually is the persistent wheezing. So there's like a rattling noise when they're breathing. They have difficulty speaking in full sentences. Sometimes they have difficulty sleeping at night, so they're waking up a lot.
As well as sharing your asthma plan, it's a good idea to make sure all your child's vaccinations are up to date.
I could do monkey bars. I could almost skip a bar, but I can't yet.
So kids like Benji can have a healthy and successful school year. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
There was a big increase in pneumonia cases last year, according to the Canadian Institute for Health Information. Researchers say emergency room visits doubled last fall compared to the year before. Young people between 5 and 19 years old were most affected. They say that's unlikely because of an influx of patients with walking pneumonia, which usually causes milder symptoms but can sometimes be severe. The researchers say they are not able to predict whether walking pneumonia will be a similar concern this season. Canadian shoppers can now access their share of a $500 million settlement related to an industry-wide price-fixing scheme on bread. The settlement involves Loblaw and its parent company. Lawyers said today the claims process is now open. To get compensation, eligible Canadian residents who bought bread between 2001 and 2021 must submit a claim by December 12th. Customers who did not receive a $25 gift card related to this case in 2018 could get up to that amount.
London's top stories.
We have breaking news tonight out of Ottawa. The latest on the
breaking news alerts.
I'm tracking an area of severe weather. It'll start.
And watch live.
A development now to a story from City Hall we brought you.
Download the CTV News app.
Get ready to rock the runway. We want to hook you up with tickets to see Marshmello and Baby No Money.
September 13th at Rock the Runway. Tickets are on sale now, or listen to 97.5 Virgin Radio this week for your chance to win.
Finally tonight, a local women's fashion boutique is celebrating 40 years in business. As Lauren Stallone reports, for the owner, it's a message to other women to follow their dreams.
Joanne Fisher says her love of fashion started with her parents.
We came from a farm in St. Thomas, outside of St. Thomas, but my mom and dad were very fashionable people.
Dressing up with her family for church on Sundays grew into something Joanne never would have imagined.
I think we have a beautiful store, and the girls, my daughters, have done just a great job.
Joanne first opened her luxury women's boutique in the 80s, now known as Hangar 9. She's celebrating its 40th anniversary.
I come to work every day. I love what I do. I love my customers. I love they become friends. I love dressing women, and it never seems like work.
Joanne says it has been a joy to help women feel confident through style for 4 decades.
You just feel so much better if you're dressed right.
Ran by Joanne and her 3 daughters, this intimate fashion boutique serves as a stylish haven, helping people express who they are.
It's amazing that we all, we all get together. We're all on the same page. We all have the same vision for the business. We all bring something different to the table.
The anniversary celebration includes a retrospective installation of fashion and memories.
What we did is we created a museum. So the clothing and the awards and the pictures are just memorabilia over the last 40 years. We have all the beautiful Canadian designer clothing that we used to carry.
From chic blazers like this one to everyday denim, the racks here at Hangar 9 showcase how women's fashion has evolved over the years. But Joanne says one thing will never change. Their goal is to make women feel confident in what they wear.
When women love how they look, you have a better day. It's just psychology.
Lauren Stallone, CTV News.
That's it for us. Thanks for watching. For your latest local headlines, you can always head to our website. I'm back tonight with your late news at 11. Bye for now.